Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Trask, and today I'm here joined by the lovely Leslie McDaniel, who is a coach for INFJ women who want to bring their big vision to life. Welcome, Leslie.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on board. So today we're going to talk about our journey working together and helping build your business. So you're going out there helping all these awesome INFJ women like yourself. So take us back to before we started working together, and what was so you were growing your business, and what was kind of the problems that you were facing at that time?
Yeah, I was really new when I first came to you, but I had been growing my business, or growing my audience, I should say, slowly. I don't think it was quite yet at the business stage, to be honest. I was growing my audience, and I was having trouble finding clients within that audience, or really attracting the right clients is what I later found out. But I was struggling with that. And then also just on like reflection later on, I realized I was really struggling with the idea of selling and talking to my audience about my services. That was a real struggle for me. So I really came to you with the idea of wanting to build my business and gain clients and build my audience. But there were some other pieces there that I realized later on were actually impacting me too.
Hindsight, as they say, is 2020, right? It's interesting
Yes,
when you
exactly.
reflect back. And so how did it feel when you were like putting yourself out there but not getting the results you were looking for?
It was pretty frustrating. I was putting in work. I thought, I was doing what I thought I needed to do. I was on social media. I was writing weekly emails. That was kind of where I felt like I wanted to focus a lot of my effort was on building relationships through email. But things weren't happening for me, and I just couldn't really figure out why. So I guess just to answer your question, just really frustrating. And I wanted to be moving along faster than I was, and I wanted to be farther along, which is pretty common, I think, for entrepreneurs.
I was gonna say everybody watching this is gonna be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, totally relatable. I felt the same way too. I think
Mhm.
everybody happens to everybody. So when you were looking for a business coach, what was a bit different about me versus other coaches that you looked at?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't look at a whole bunch of various coaches. I came across you somehow. I don't know if it was a Facebook Live, something you did for free, online, where I came across you. And I knew right away that I felt some sort of resonance with you. And that's kind of how I tend to do things. If I feel as if I don't know another word other than feel like I resonate with you, then I kind of knew that I wanted to work with you, but I wasn't ready when we first,
Yes,
when
I remember.
I first interacted with you. And I think we even talked a little bit about, how we might work together, but again, I just wasn't quite ready. And so we initially got on a strategy call with each other. Right. And that was where I first was like, oh, this is different. I really, it kind of confirmed what I had felt with you, and your
Right.
personality was really the big piece for me. And because the work I do is related to personality, I knew a little bit about your personality type, and I
Right.
knew that I
I'm
knew,
close to the INFJ, but I got
yes, yes, I knew we worked well together. And so what was different about you was just, I think, from what I've seen now online, and even back then, even though I didn't explore other options really, I saw that you had an energy about you. Had this positive glow, in a really genuine way. And that you seemed really interested in helping me, whether or not I was going to become your client or not.
Hmm.
I felt that piece of it, the genuineness, really resonated with me as well. So I think those things I noticed were different about you.
Yes, because you had won a strategy call, I think. I had some type of contest or something, because I remember being on a phone call with you because you were in a hotel room at,
Yes,
I think, a conference getting part of your certification.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly right.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, cool. So we ended up working together. And when was sort of the moment where you realized, oh, like this is working, and you're getting clients and things, you really felt like you're getting somewhere moving forward?
Yeah, I don't know if I can define like one moment. A lot of this understanding of where I am now and where I've come through come from has come on reflection. Like I'm reflected back and realized that it was a gradual process, some shifts in my mindset. Although I thought I had, the right kind of mindset, I realized there were some pieces missing. And so I think even just in the last couple months of our working together was when it really came together for me. And I realized that all the work I had put in was paying off. And I had built a momentum, not only with what I had been doing to put myself out there, so to speak, but also in my mindset, in the way that I was not being attached to the outcome, so to speak, how they talk about, and that I was really attracting the right people to me. So realizing that, especially through the discovery call process that I have in place, the calls that I had were for people who I knew were going to be great clients. So I had attracted them to me through our work, I think, and realizing that those were then converting into clients who really wanted to work with me and that I wanted to work with them. That's when it really set in, I think. So it was a more long-term process rather than a defining moment, I think, for me.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that, because I think, and that's probably part of what resonated with you, because I know you and I have the same approach to business in that I'm always saying you have to play the long-term game. You can't make short-term decisions, or it's just going to throw you off, guard. And also, I'm glad that you said the other piece around letting go of that expectation, because that was part of that sales piece you talked about, when putting yourself out there and asking for the sale. And I think when you can make that shift into letting go of the outcome, sales becomes so easy, because like you said, it's the right fit for you, it's the right fit for them, and it's going to be a win-win.
Yeah. And even just shifting away from the idea of sales, there's nothing wrong with that word and there's nothing wrong with sales. But I think realizing that when I've attracted the right people to me through, various kind of qualification processes, how I'm speaking to them and all those things, when they get on the phone call with me, I know that they are there because they want to be there. And they know that they are expecting to hear about my services. And they're hoping to work with me, I think is, one of the things too. They get on the call and they're really there to learn, as I am, whether or not it's the right fit for them, whether or not it's going to work for them, and whether or not I'm the right fit for them. So just realizing that it takes the pressure off of me to sell, so to speak. So it's more like I can relax into it. Yes. And be present for them and let them know, I want you to figure out if this is going to work right for you and work well for you. It's not about trying to give you something or sell you something that you don't need or that's not going to work for you.
Yeah. And that's huge. And that's why you're experiencing the results that you're experiencing now, because you've sort of found your way into that space. And I think that that's the space all coaches want to be in. It is, it is the space coaches want to be in.
Yes.
Right? So what is it like now that, in the beginning you were a bit frustrated, you couldn't figure out how to get the right people to you. So tell us now, you sort of started discussing it in terms of now you're getting more consistent, steady flow of clients. Like, what are some of the results you're experiencing now?
Yeah, well, when we first started working together, I didn't even have packages in place, so
Right.
if you think back then, I've come so far, and that's a big piece too of working together with you, is you've helped me to remember what I've accomplished and what I have done, which is something I carry over into work with my clients. I think it's a really important motivator, especially for the INFJ personality type. We tend to push our accomplishments to the side and just look for the next thing. So all that to say, now I've grown my audience. Like, I've quadrupled my email list, and I have have several new clients, and I'm now being interviewed on podcasts, and just all of that in the name of doing the work that I want to do, which is impacting INFJ women and helping them create their vision and make it a reality. So things are completely different, even though I look back and it really was only a number of months, that we worked together. Things drastically changed for me by working with you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. But also you have to take credit too, because you did the work, right? You weren't there and said, you'll do it. You actually did it. So
yes, that's true. I appreciate you. I guess what I meant is appreciate your guidance and support, accountability, and even the insight that you bring, which I didn't mention earlier. That's a key piece I saw with you, that you have amazing insight into people and ideas that just that flow from your mind as we're talking together about how I can move my business forward, things that are unique for me and my situation. So
yes. Yeah. It's fun. They just come. That's when I put my hands up. Everybody knows. Uh-oh, look at it. Awesome. So last question, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about working together to move their business forward?
Yeah, I mean, just simply, I would say do it. It's not, it sounds really scary, I think, at first for some people, if they're thinking about making a commitment to, coaching relationship and the investment and all that. But I would say you can't imagine where you're going to be in a few months if you work together and if you put in the work, as you said, and you have your mind open to thinking about things in a different way. And I would also say consider your beliefs that you have right now about what's possible, and know that there's even more possible if you work with Jennifer in a coaching relationship. Like, things could be amazingly different for you in just a matter of months.
Yay! Do it. That's really good. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, Leslie, thanks so much for being here, and congratulations on your success. I feel like I can't wait to see what happens over the next year or two for you. And you're out there doing amazing work in the world. And any INFJs watching this, check Leslie out. She's got a great Instagram going. She's got great emails. So make sure you go. Oh, I'll put the link to your website, obviously, but it's lesliemcdaniel.com, right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here, and congratulations. I'm so proud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was nice to see you again.
You too. Bye.
Bye.